Hey, 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 it's your girl Candy, and I am here with an exclusive, very special, Ruthless Roundtable, informative conversation that we're going to have today. And we have a few special guests, but right now we're going to start out with our intro, and we'll be back with more information. Please enjoy.
The Raccoon has smiled upon us tonight. And our faith, the sacred children of the Raccoon never wavered. Everyone watching live, as this child shows us the way.
You might have just sentenced a bunch of children to death. Don't stop rolling.
Tyler Perry's Ruthless.
We have won the battle, but the war is not over. The night is always darkest before dawn. And though it may seem as though we are in the midst of darkness, trust that dawn is on its way.
May I present to you the children of the new paradise.
Where dogs sometimes struggle, the dawn is on its way.
May I present to you the children of the new paradise.
Where dogs sometimes struggle, we have won the battle, but the war is not over. The night is always darkest before dawn. And though it may seem as though we are in the midst of darkness, trust.
Don't stop rolling.
Tyler Perry's Ruthless.
And our faith, the sacred children of the Raccoon never wavered. Everyone watching live, as this child shows us the way.
You might have just sentenced a bunch of children to death. I can get
Don't y'all just love that intro? Listen, Vacay put his heart and soul, his fingers, eyes, and toes into the intro. Listen, it is so dope. Tika, how are you feeling today?
Girl, I'm going through a little few withdrawals right about now, but it's all good. I feel like tonight is going to make up for, how I'm truly feeling. So, but how are you doing, Candy?
I'm doing good. I'm going through withdrawals too. I last Wednesday I went to bed a little earlier than normal, and I said, "Well, I'm gonna wake up real early so I can watch this." I know it's gonna be a hot episode. I know it is. And we didn't get an episode, y'all. So I'm going through withdrawals too. What about you, Jay?
Yeah, I feel the same, but you know what I'm really looking forward to? I'm looking forward to our new inductees into the Ruthless Roundtable tonight, family. We got a heck of a show for you, and I'm ready for that. Are you ready?
Yes, I agree. So let's speak to the people that has come to visit us tonight. We have Latoya. Thank you for coming through. Thank you, Daria. Thank you. Miss Angel Owens, I appreciate you for coming. JDA, what's up? Hey, baby. Hey. Marcy Davenport. Hey. Tamiko Walker. I got glasses on. I still can't hardly see.
Doing good.
Carlia Khadijah.
Karima.
Oh, thank you. See,
Karima.
glasses and still listen. And look at Jay. Yeah, we ready, Jay. We ready.
Let's get it.
Yes. So how have y'all felt about the season thus far? I know we've talked about it several episodes, but just give me a little feels on what how you all feel about episodes 1 through 8. Either one, Jay or
Ladies
Tika.
first.
I knew he was gonna say that. So with that being said, I mean, of course, listen. T-shirt says it all. Ruthless addict. It don't matter if it's a bad episode or a weak, strong, whatever. I'm feeling all of the episodes. I'm having some new revelations. I'm discovering some things. Jay and we had this conversation. He probably was like, "Why are you calling me in the middle of the night?" But I had an epiphany, y'all, on one of these characters. One of these characters that had been we've been discussing Obadiah, and I'll just say that much. And it was just like it slowly but surely came to me. I was like Rain Man in the middle of the night, going back watching old episodes. You know what I mean? And I have a new epiphany that I think I could be way off, but I think I might be right. But I'm gonna let it play out and see what happened. That little moment I'm gonna keep to myself. But I'm loving it. I'm talking a lot, but I'm loving Ruthless. Every little moment that's going on.
I agree. I agree. And how about you, Jay?
Yeah, she will call you in the middle of the night when she has you. Thank God I live on the West Coast, so it's not as late as her. But as far as how I feel about the season, I think I mentioned this more than a couple of times. Like, shout out to Tyler Perry, of course, but also shout out to the new writers and our new actors that have entered into the Raku. Definitely has elevated things and definitely has opened up our minds way more. Like, we have so many theories on these new characters, on everything. Like, it's just a whole fresh, refreshing look at the Raku. So I'm excited about this season, and I'm looking forward to episode 9 and the rest of this season when we get it, right? So, again, it was said, allegedly, possibly, we're talking about March 2025, but I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, we have plenty
I'm
of things
not.
to discuss.
I'm not okay with no March 2025. Quit
I
playing
know.
with my
I
emotions.
know.
But we
I
got a lot
know.
to discuss in between time. In
Yes,
between
we do.
time, Tika. We got
For
5
sure.
seasons of good content to
Oh,
discuss.
yeah.
Absolutely.
So without further ado, we're gonna introduce Miss Christine
Hey,
Hey
Scalabani.
guys, how are you?
Hi.
Lavani, that's right.
Yes,
the birth
thank you.
Welcome.
mother
Thank
is
you.
in the building. The birth mother is in the building.
Yes,
Mother of the
she.
year.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So
Welcome.
she is the birth mother of the highest. She's the woman that can make him buckle, make him scream, holler, and fall against the wall. She is all the things of the things on this Rakadushi compound. Miss Christine, how are you?
I'm wonderful. Thank you for having me tonight.
Good, good. So, how have you enjoyed working thus far with Mr. Tyler Perry and the Ruthless Gang?
Well, I'm so excited that I get to be part of this show. I didn't get to meet Tyler. My episodes were directed by, oh my gosh, I literally went blank on his name. And I love him.
Armani Ortiz.
Armani
Yes.
Ortiz, yes. He's a beautiful guy, really lovely. I was excited to get on that set. I heard that it's a, very fast-paced shoot, and boy, it was. It's one and done, and I was thoroughly prepared. I knew my lines, this guy's lines, that guy's lines, everybody's lines. I could have been a script supervisor on that show, but it was. I really feel privileged to be part of the Black culture community, being introduced as this character on Ruthless. So, very grateful for the opportunity.
Okay. So I have one other question before Tika and Jay go. What did you do to prepare for this type of role? Because his mother is a lady of the evening, and she wasn't a very, kind person to him. How did you prepare yourself for this role?
Well, it didn't take me long. No, I'm just kidding. The When I got the audition, I have to say I didn't have time to watch from 1 to 4 to catch up on who this character was or anything. But I did turn on season 4 and I watched like a couple episodes just to get the tone of the show because I hadn't watched the show before, and I really didn't get a backstory on the character at all in the breakdown. Um, I just knew that there was going to be some situations that would be uncomfortable that I would have to be okay with. Um, but I didn't really know what this character was. I only knew from the dialogue of the audition that she resented her son uh, for many reasons, and there was, a lot of animosity there. I felt like, because of him, she had to do what she did, in order to take care of him and raise him. And maybe she lost the person that she loved because he left in the middle of the night. So, I just felt that I didn't have much to go off of. Obviously, the clothes and the dialogue led me to believe that I was not, Susie Homemaker, and that I was more evil than anything. Obviously, being the mother of the highest, who is the leader of the cult, the apple doesn't fall from the tree. So the unkind part comes easy to me. Being Italian and having a short temper sometimes, I had no problem playing that role. But being comfortable in my own skin took a second, to be in wardrobe, certain situations, stuff like that. Yes. That was a little bit time mentally to prepare for me,
Okay. Yeah, that sounds like it would take you, some time to mentally prepare, especially going with the history of, how he has described his birth mother. So we're
Yes.
gonna go to pass the book to Tika, and she can, ask her questions.
Okay. Hey, Miss Christine. Thank you so much for
Hi,
being
Tika.
here. You're
Thank you,
so
sweetie.
lovely. And even though your character hasn't said anything on Ruthless as Pearl, you are speaking volumes. Like you literally shaking up the room and just portraying that without even saying anything, you're doing such an amazing job. Because some
Thank
characters they
you.
have to talk, but you haven't had to say anything, and everybody is like, "Who is that? Oh my God! Now we know who she is." So when you did finally figure out who the birth mother was, based on the episode, what were your thoughts on Pearl? Like, what as Christine, what were your thoughts on Pearl?
So I'm not a mother. And finally, this resting bitch face is coming in handy. But I actually found out the depth of this character through a post that you had made or a comment that you had made on Instagram. And I actually reached out to her, was like, what episode is that? And I was like, looking for it, and then I saw that moment that the highest had with Marva. And I was like, damn, I wish I'd known that before, but I still felt like, up until this episode, yes, there's no dialogue. We need to establish the character and obviously inject her into the Rakadushi compound. And like, who is it? It was funny to watch all you guys like, who is it? Is she from is she the mother, or is she from the, what did you call
Cartel,
it? The cartel?
cartel.
Yeah, the cartel. It was just funny to watch you guys trying to figure it out. But Jay, you're like a clairvoyant. You're like spinning all this stuff out, and I'm like, geez, did he write for this show? But when I found out about like the weight of her, I was like, oh wow, and I'm really excited for you guys to see what's coming up in the future episodes. Of course, I was not aware that there was going to be a break at 9, so I'm like, dang, March. You just said March 2025. You know more than I do. I mean, I just got confirmation of the break when I saw that there wasn't an episode, because I woke up at midnight too to watch, right? And I didn't see it. I'm like, excuse me, production, what's going on? And then got that confirmation. But yeah, I'm like, dang, I can't wait for the rest of these episodes, because she is, whew, I mean, I can't even really say much because I haven't had dialogue and I don't want to spill the tea, but you guys are in for a treat for sure.
Good. Thank you. Thank you. No dialogue. Listen, you
Yep.
got him shaking in his boots, honey.
It's the story of my life, hence why I'm still single. Apparently,
Okay.
I'm not intimidating.
You heard it. You heard it, guys. She's still single.
Listen. Listen, this lady right here has many, many titles, and I just want to just talk a little bit about your background. I recently discovered that you and one of our favorite Ruthless family members, Robert Craighead, had done a project together, Lucy's Last Song.
Yes,
Not to make this about Robert Craighead, but how was it working with him? And I want
I
to
love
say
him.
it's hilarious that your name in Lucy's last song is Deputy Conley, and he plays Sheriff Conley on Ruthless. Go figure.
Well, go figure. Maybe he named me that for a reason, right?
Mm.
Robert and I are really good friends, and he had reached out and asked if I would like to be a part of that project, to be opposite of him. I'm actually a voiceover in the film,
Okay.
but it was delivering some news to him to get him to a certain point that he delivered, this emotion. And I was happy to be a part of it, and I'm forever grateful. And it's funny because when I got the audition for the show, I knew he was on this show, and I called him. I was like, "Hey, I got an audition for Ruthless." And he's like, "Oh my God, you did?" And I'm like, "Yes." I go, "Can I send you my audition?" And he's like, "Yeah, send me your best take." So I sent him these 2 takes, and he picked the one I picked. And he's like, "You're gonna book this." And I'm like, "No, really?" I'm like, I didn't think. I honestly did not. I was shocked when I booked this role. Let me tell you something. As an actor, we audition for everything and anything, and I'm so used to just auditioning and never hearing back, or auditioning and getting pinned, or it's very, as an actor, you're up against so many people, so many talented people. And a lot of this industry is sometimes, well, I know somebody that does this, they can do this role. Especially if it's not like a recurring guest star or something, it's going to sometimes go to people that people know.
Right.
And I respect that too. So when I ended up booking this role, I literally started shaking, because I knew it was a risque role, and it was my first audition with my new manager, and I was floored. But yes, Robert Craighead, I was so excited. I didn't have any scenes with him so far, and I didn't get to see him on set, but we did see each other in the hotel, and we had dinner and all that stuff, and it was just a blast. And the cast of Ruthless is so welcoming, and the production, they treated me like gold. Like I didn't even want to come back to Hollywood. It was like, I want to stay here in Atlanta and just do Tyler Perry stuff. It
Right.
was literally beautiful, beautiful. I will never experience something like that again unless I get another show with Tyler Perry.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, Robert Craig had definitely spoke volumes of you. He gave you so many compliments, and we're just honored to have you be a part of this whole Ruthless family at this point. I'll go ahead because I will really talk to you all night long, and I'll turn this thing. Look at Jay. I'll turn this over to Vacay JTV.
Go
Thank
easy,
you.
Jay. Go easy. Thank you.
All right, all right, all right. Well, Miss Christine, we want to welcome you to the Ruthless Roundtable, and we want to congratulate you on landing the role, being a part of the family, but you are officially part of the roundtable now. So congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Round of applause.
All right. So, they pretty much asked most of the questions I was going to ask,
Mhm.
but, I did my little research, I kind of stalked your IG and some other things. But I did see some modeling pictures as well. So, can you tell us a little bit about that? You did some modeling some time ago?
Yes. Well, when I first started out in my late teens, I was modeling swimwear, sportswear, lingerie, and to my late 20s, I was Hawaiian Tropic, Venus swimwear, all sorts of stuff, before I really wanted to pursue acting. It was always in the back of my head about acting, but I just never thought like I would be able to do that. And I kind of started late in that. Um, but yes, I was a model, mostly bikini and swimwear. I did Playboy. It's not a secret. So, you know, yeah. And sometimes I still do things, as an adult, and I'm happy for any kind of work I can get these days.
That is awesome. That's awesome. So moving from modeling to acting, like who were some of your like inspirations? Like when you watch the movie, when you watch, a TV show, is there anyone that comes to mind that say, when you watch them, you say, you know what, this is what I want to do.
I loved Julia Roberts. I loved Meryl Streep. Mostly the women characters, because I think as a woman, when I used to recite things in the mirror all the time from movies, and I was really good at imitating characters and like redoing what they did. Like I used to make my family laugh growing up all the time. Poltergeist was like one of the first things where I would imitate where she'd be like, "Carry me into the light," but like I'd be with a brush in the mirror, and my
Nice.
my dad would crack up, and so I was always like this performer per se, but I didn't go to classes or anything like that as a child. I was more of a tomboy in gymnastics or martial arts or roller skating, jam skating, and stuff like that. So I didn't really get to pursue my dream until later in life, and I'm really glad that I did try it out. I figured, you know what, I can always go home, and if this doesn't work out, I know what Florida has to offer me, and I can always just go back home. But I'm happy that I made the trip in 2009 and took some classes and constantly worked on my craft and started building relationships. And now I'm producing, and I'm shadowing some directors, and I really love every facet of this industry. So I'm excited for the future.
Awesome. Like, you're getting me excited. Directing, all right. Producing,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
okay.
Women directors are in demand, and
Yeah.
I have this, like, when I really do something and I know it, I'm a perfectionist when I do something, so I will know everything about it and then go full force into it. I have no fear when it comes to that kind of stuff. So it's really, letting these people that I'm, have these relationships with, that are allowing me to shadow them on sets and, get these pointers. I'm so grateful for, because again, this industry is about relationships most of the time. And then talent comes second. I mean, I'm not saying I'm not talented, but, I'm just grateful for every and any opportunity that I have.
Well, you are definitely talented because
Thank
you
you.
haven't spoken a word and you have captured us in Ruthless.
Ah,
So
thank you.
keep doing your thing. We love you so far. Keep
Thank you
going.
so
Keep
much.
going. Welcome to the round table.
Thank you. I
All right.
appreciate you guys. Yes.
Yes.
And
Yes.
definitely let everyone know where they can find you.
Well, you can find me on Instagram at my full name, Christine_Sclafani, and same on Facebook. I don't go by any aliases or anything like that. So, and you can also, I also am a culture host for the National Marijuana News. So you can catch me there on Instagram at National MJ News, and the National Marijuana News on YouTube. I cover everything cannabis culture, more educational stuff like that. So, yeah. And then I've got 2 projects that I'm producing, which is The King of Pot and Doppelganger. So watch out for those in the future. You don't want to miss.
Nice.
Busy lady. I
Cool
love it.
beans,
I
cool
love it.
beans.
Work
Hopefully you
begets
become to
work.
Vegas soon. Hopefully you become to Vegas soon because
I
it's
would
big
love
out
to come to Vegas. I would love to come to Vegas. Send me the invite, Jay.
I got you.
Awesome.
Well, all
Awesome.
right. Thank you so much,
Thank
Miss
you.
Christine, for joining us, taking time out your busy schedule for joining us tonight.
I appreciate
I
it.
just want you to know, as Jay said, you are an official member of the Ruthless Roundtable.
Thank
And with
you.
that being said, thank you so much. And you have a good night. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Have a great show.
Bye.
Thank you.
See you later.
Later.
Yes.
All right, guys. Wasn't
Woo!
that very
Yeah.
Let's
informative?
go.
Listen.
Shout out to Christine.
I
Yeah.
Yes,
love her. Love
yes,
her. Love
yes,
her
yes,
Very, very
yes.
already.
awesome.
And I just want to let everybody in the chat know that we see you. We see your questions. We're not ignoring you, but we just have to,
We're on the schedule.
yeah, we're on the schedule. We have to let everybody, pay attention to our guests that we have. So next up, we have Miss Sammy Ray, who plays Mariah, the newscaster, and we're going to bring her on up. Hey, hey, hey!
Hey.
How are you?
Oh,
Hi, hi, hi!
hi.
How are you?
Welcome.
I am so good. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us tonight.
Yes, it's my pleasure. I'm so excited to be here.
Thank you. Y'all want to say anything? Introduce yourselves. I know she knows Tika. Jay.
Vacay J of Vacay J TV. Lovely to see you. Thank you for being here with us today. You're looking lovely today. And I want to officially welcome you and induct you into the Ruthless Roundtable. Congratulations.
Thank
Yes.
Let's go.
Right.
Yes. Miss Sammy Ray. So thank you for coming in and joining us tonight. So going to go ahead with these questions because we are on a time crunch. So even though the Ruthless characters are fictional, are there one or two characters that you could pull from, or their traits, and insert into your daily life? And who would it be, and what trait would it be? And it cannot be your character, Mariah.
Copy that. This was the first question out the gate stumped me, and I was like, oh man, I was a little nervous about what the rest of the questions were going to be, because I was like, that is a tough question for me. I honestly, just the actors in real life, who they are as people, when I got to work with them and meet them, every single person was so not just kind, but talented, like amazing at what they do. So I was really just blown away by the entire experience, and every single person that I was blessed to work with, interact with, both on screen and off screen. I'm born and raised in Los Angeles, and the show is shot at Tyler Perry's studio in Atlanta. And so is my air conditioner throwing you guys off? I hope it's not.
It's fine.
Okay, good. Okay, sorry about that. But I was just blown away by how welcoming everyone was. So I know that doesn't pertain to Ruthless, the show, but behind the scenes, every single person had just such a warm, welcoming demeanor and attitude and just essence about them. I was like, wow, it warms my heart to see people doing what I have always wanted to do my whole life and love doing, but really staying so grounded. Because being from LA, there's a lot of people that come here and then say that they're from here, and it can be a very like weird energy sometimes. And to go to a brand new place that I had never been before and to be so welcomed, I was like, it warms my heart.
Okay, cool. And it's fine if it's fine. No, that's actually a better answer, because we really don't hear a lot of what goes on or how the people are on set. So we really don't know them. We just know their characters. But that's good information to know, and I do thank you. Appreciate you for giving us.
To add on to that too, especially because you only see these on-screen personas. Lenny himself, who plays Deacon, he plays an absolute menace on screen, and he is one of the nicest humans I've ever met in my life. When we filmed, it was actually my birthday week, and Christine, who you just had on, celebrated my birthday with me that night, but also Lenny. And they really were two people that made my birthday just so special while I was in just a completely new place and didn't know anyone. And that was just so warming. And I'm friends with them both. Lenny and I actually really connected and became good friends through this whole experience as well, which was lovely.
That's good to hear. That's very good to hear. I'm glad to hear that. So, what advice would you give 18-year-old Sammy Ray?
Trust your gut, because it's never wrong. Your intuition will always tell you the truth, even if your brain doesn't want to believe it. Even if it's hard to accept, trust your gut.
Good. And I agree with that, because your gut is never wrong, no matter what.
Even
she
when
tells you exactly what it is, what's going on.
And
Even
you're
you
like,
want to ignore it.
Be true, and it's like, girl, you better listen.
Yeah, she'll never see you wrong.
Right?
Yes.
And lastly, if you could collaborate with one musician or actor, past or present, who would it be and why?
I would. Can I give one for music and one for acting?
Sure. Do whatever you want to do.
I'm like, well, now my brain is like going all over. For music, living Adele, because I love to sing like soul, jazz, blues with pop influences. Passed over, I would say Amy Winehouse or Whitney Houston. Although Whitney Houston, I feel like I would just be like, I wouldn't even be able to sing. I'd be like, but I feel like Amy Winehouse is a little bit more chill. I could smoke a cigarette with her and be chill.
Right.
And then for acting, I actually used to do background on How to Get Away with Murder. So I have had the pleasure of working with Viola Davis. I haven't done a scene one-on-one with her, but she was someone at the very beginning of my career that I got to watch transform into Annalise Keating, like 30 feet in front of me. And I was like, this is the most incredible woman I've ever seen. She walked in with Uggs on, eating corn nuts and a script in one hand and corn nuts in the other, and someone was rubbing lotion on her legs, and I was like, that's what I want to do. Like, that's what I want to be. She's set for the scene, and the director was like, okay, we're rolling whenever you're ready, Viola. And she like turns around, faces the chalkboard, and when she turns around, she's Annalise Keating. And I was like, this is the most incredible thing I've ever witnessed in my life.
That's good.
But also in reference to Ruthless, the season 5 was not directed by the incomparable Tyler Perry, so I didn't get the chance to meet him, which I was so bummed about. But I'm hoping that I can be directed by him and even be in a movie with him. That would be a dream come true.
That's good stuff. Good stuff. And I like everything you said. I totally agree with. I love Amy, Adele, Whitney. Listen, I still call her Annalise. She's gonna be Annalise forever. And Tyler, the Tyler Perry is,
Right.
he. Listen, you can't go on enough about him.
Yeah.
All righty. And Tika D, you have your questions. All things Ruthless.
Listen, first of all, let me just say this. Shout out to everybody that is tapping in right now. Y'all are kicking it with Mariah, your 3 News reporter, okay, aka Sammy Ray. I'm so honored to be able to just have a conversation with you. Let's tap in a little bit about Mariah. She is very, very feisty. She's avid about what it is she wants, and she's going to go for it. But if there was one thing that you can kind of change about Mariah, what would that be? I mean, I love her. I love her, first of all.
You know what's interesting? I really thought about this because I think if there were anything different about her character, she wouldn't fit in the Ruthless world. She has to be feisty in order to even kick it with the big dogs. So if she were any different, any more subdued, she would be eaten alive. So she kind of has to come in like a wolf because she's entering the lion's den. Like she's about to go in uncharted territory, and that's even me playing that character, I was like, this girl is crazy. Like this chick is wild, which I love. She's bold, and that feisty is the perfect word for her. But yeah, if she had a tinge of gumdrop sweetness, it just wouldn't work. I think the bear claws was her closest thing to being nice.
Absolutely, absolutely. Listen, she was trying to, be nice to Desiree and Cal, and they was just like, what do you want now? But that's okay. She stood her ground, and she has made her presence known, and I absolutely love that. Now, for those of you that are looking at Miss Sammy Ray and like, I know I've seen her somewhere before, you may have seen her on My Block, which as an old person, I actually watched that show. So yes, it really is a very good show. So salute to you on that project. Can you tell us about any current or future projects that you have in the works?
Yeah, so actually I've had a short film that I wrote, produced, starred in, and my music scores it. It's called Savage Sam. It is autobiographical for the most part. Certain things are dramatized for time's sake on a screen. 3 years of something isn't that fun to show on screen, so we just get to the meat and potatoes. But it is a 15-minute short that's been in the film festival circuit for the last year and a half. It's been doing really well. It's my first short that it's the first script I've ever written, but also first short I've produced, and it's the first time that I'm combining my music passion with my acting passion, which is very exciting. And it is now available to stream for free through my website. So if you just go to sammyray.com, you can check it out on there. So that is something that is a very near and dear project, passion project that I produced.
Right.
And then last week, I actually just wrapped a project that there's this new form of kind of film projects that's been emerging over the past couple months, and they're known as vertical shorts, but I prefer to refer to them as like the modern day soap opera. Now, it's so the modern day soaps we all know and love, which are, 30 minutes to an hour, but it's not really helping our already short attention spans, but I'm kind of referring to them more as bubbles. It's not a full bar of soap, but they're 1 minute long episodes. And there's about 60 of them. And the project that I just wrapped on is an adaptation from a book called My Sister's Wedding. So I play the main character, Piper Manning, and I typically am terrible at giving synopses for things because I give away the ending. So I won't tell you what it's about. But it is a book adaptation, and it's a very fun character, and it's also my first lead on a project that I didn't write myself. And then I'm actually working a commercial this week as well. So I do the theatrical acting, but I also do a lot of commercial work as well. I have a silly little commercial spot for the company True Classic, which is like a men's t-shirt company, where I play a very silly, sassy flight attendant. And that's airing right now as well.
Beautiful, beautiful. Listen, work is work. No job, no anything is too small,
Yeah.
okay?
Yes.
Yes. And also, you guys, for those of you that don't know, she's an amazing singer. You guys need to really, really tap in. She got that website on there, sammyray.com. Y'all need to go there and check her out. Now, who or what inspires you the most in your work?
God, like real life, like the things that happen in my life, truly, I'm just like, that has to be God, because what? Like, how did this happen? Like the highs are so high that I truly just sit in awe. Like even when I booked this role, I was at my nephew's last day of school party, and I had a stalker at one point. And so when I got the call from my agent, I was afraid that it was my stalker because she called on a blocked number. So I didn't answer it. And she leaves me a voicemail like, hey, call me back. And so I was like, oh, shoot. So I called her right back, and she gave me the news. I started bawling in the middle of this park, just tears of joy, and just said a prayer giving thanks to God, because I have, a lot of people see artists and they're like, oh, they blew up overnight. And it's like, actually, they've been doing this for 10 years. Like this has been a long time coming. And this was definitely an opportunity that came about in such divine timing. This is kind of personal and it's like a little bit embarrassing, but humble beginnings. I was down to my last $100, like when I booked this role. And so I got out there. Ooh, sorry, it gets me emotional.
That's okay. That's okay. That's real.
Yeah, but God's timing is so perfect that I got out there, and I even told the talent coordinator, Camille, who I made friends with through this whole experience. She hugged me in my dressing room like, wow, God is so good. And I was like, God really is so good, because she had a check for me with my per diem, which they typically don't give you right away, but they just so happened. I didn't have to say, and she was like, I didn't have to tell anyone, but this was already ready for you. And I was like, thank you, Lord. Like, thank you, God, because, no one wants to go in and be like, hey, like, can I get groceries for the week?
Right.
That's not a fun thing to have to admit, but it was just everything about this whole project was so divinely aligned and just truly blessed by God's hand. And everything in my life really pans out that way. And you'll see in my short, I definitely have had dark moments where there's a scene that I was doing something that I should not have been doing and should not be here. And God showed up for me in that moment. And even sassily, like Jesus really did show up in my windshield at that moment and was like, I told you not to do that. And I was like, oh, wow. And one thing led to another, and yeah, my life has really just been transformed. And the inspiration that I draw, even with my music and my acting and just everything that pans out, is divine, and there's no other way for me to explain it.
Listen, Sammy, you got me over
Yes,
here wanting to cry,
yes.
but
I already dropped it to you.
listen, I'm gonna turn this thing over to the one and only Vacay. Thank you so much, Sammy, for
Yes,
your
thank you.
honesty and your candidness. I absolutely appreciate it.
Thank
Yes,
you. Thank you so much for having me again. Truly, it's so nice to
Absolutely,
meet you all.
absolutely.
thank you.
See, Sammy, you touching our hearts already. You got eyes sweating over here. I mean,
Cutting onions.
yeah, just cutting onions. You
Just
know, just
cutting onions.
little air got in my eye.
Okay, we're good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Savage Sam is in the building. I'm excited as a fellow artist, producer myself. All right. Look. You are a quadruple threat. Okay. Y'all don't understand. Sammy Ray, Savage Sam. Look, I listened to the album. You know, I stalked the IG. Okay. I went through it all. This is not one of my questions because they kind of took most of my questions, but you're not only acting, you're in commercials, you're singing, but you're rapping, ma'am. When did you start rapping? Okay. I just is that all part of the transition?
What's interesting, so I started singing before I could talk, and like truly, my mom said I was in my car seat singing every note. I couldn't formulate the words, but I was matching every note to Celine Dion's My Heart Will Go On in my car seat. And she was like, this is a little creepy. This is like, how is this possible? And so that, like, music has always been in my blood, and I love fellow artists. So I try not to date actors because that's a whole other other beast. But I do love me a musician here and there, and I have, you know, dated a rapper or two. And one of the first ones I ever dated, I did write a diss track to him. Oops, sorry. But I think that kind of woke the beast in me. And yeah, once Savage Sam came out, I was like, sorry, not sorry. Here she is.
Was it the FU song?
No, that was after the fact. Actually, so the
Okay.
first single I used to release music under my legal name, under my government. And then 2020, I had a spiritual awakening, if you will, and started going by Sammy Ray. And it was in meditation that God was like, what would it mean to be the most vulnerable version of yourself? And I was like, oh, well, that's Sammy. And he's like, yeah, I want you to go through the world as Sammy. Because before, if someone called me Sammy, you better be blood. Otherwise, blood's gonna be drawn. Like, and but now Sammy enters every room, and people would mess up my last name a lot. So I just shortened it to Ray, and I kind of use that to symbolize the light that God gives each and every one of us. And so I aim to walk into every room shedding and sharing my light rather than my darkness, although she shows up as the bouncer of my heart, just in case.
Right. Got to protect that heart. Got to protect the heart.
Always.
Okay, that's awesome. What art form do you love better? Acting, music, rapping now, or both, or all the above? Like, what's the one that like you know?
Now that you put rapping in the mix, I'm like, I always love a good challenge. So rapping is more foreign to me just because it's a newer art form for me. So I do love that. However, like I said, I started singing before I could talk. So music, and I started songwriting at age 13. So if it weren't for songwriting, I know it sounds dramatic, but it's very therapeutic and cathartic for me. So I truly don't think I'd be here if I wasn't able to release my emotions through music. But then I did over 25 productions by the age of 18. So I grew up doing musical theater, and I think that's why I resonate with Tyler Perry so much. I wept like a baby watching his documentary, so the director of that directed me on season 5. So Armani, he is incredible as well. But watching that documentary and just hearing Tyler Perry's full story, if I didn't love him already, I was like, I just fell in love with him more. Like, what in the world? Like, this man has just been through it, and he doesn't let that get him down. He uses that as fuel to get him even further, and just truly uses his faith to get him through the hard times, and is obedient to the Lord, and just keeps going. And amen, glory be to God for him, because through him, like, I've been blessed, and I'm so grateful. But to fully answer your question, I don't think I could pick just one, because they, at the end of the day, they all blend together. But I could put them in order. Like, challenge wise, I put rapping first, but what comes easiest would be probably music, then acting. But acting mentally comes first. If someone's like, "Oh, what do you want to do?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm an actress." But then it's like, "Oh, but I also do this and that and blah blah blah."
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So here's my last question for you. All right. Now I have this feeling. I'm going back to Mariah now. I have this feeling, and again, I know you can only reveal so much. Okay. Is Mariah, right? When it comes down to Mariah, has she been part of a cult before, because she knows so much about the cults? Or is she just passionate about really getting that story to get the Pulitzer Prize? Now, again, I know you can only tell me with so much. If you can smile and blink, just to, is there anything that you can tell us?
What I will say is Mariah's character is very straightforward. She's not someone that has anything to hide. She's not someone that is going to BS her way through anything, because she walks in as fierce as she is, because she's already done her homework. She's done her research, and she's ready. She's like, "Put me in, coach. I've been waiting for this moment." But also the rest of the season, I'm so excited for when it comes out, because it is juicy. Like, it is so woo. And like I said, I can't, if I give a little bit, I've said too much. So I'll leave it there. But I did want to say, I have seen the viewers' like thoughts and like guesses and things like that on my character, and I love the enthusiasm and all of the like creative, out of the box ways that people invest in these characters. And I think that's what's so beautiful about a TV show like Ruthless, where people become so invested in this whole world and really are like, they're in it themselves. And I find like that's something that I love to do with my family. Like, when we find a TV show that we really love, we are there with our like boxes, making our own spreadsheets. Like, okay, if this is here and that's there, how do we get over here? So to see the Ruthless fandom just doing that in general, but then with my character, is so special and like really amazing. And I'm just honored to be a part of the world, truly, because it's a fun one.
Well, we can't wait to see all the juiciness of Mariah, and of course, more music, more commercials from Sammy Ray. Listen, we appreciate you being here. You are official. You're inducted. Thank you for being here with us today.
I am so incredibly grateful for all three of you, everyone watching. Thank you so much. It has been an absolute pleasure. May God bless you all. And yeah, the rest of the season is going to be fun.
God bless you as well.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Thank you. And as Jay said earlier, you are now an official member of the Ruthless Roundtable, and we thank you for coming. And I do think you can tap into one of those characters. I think you have it in you. You know, it might be Ruth, it might be Daikon. I think you got it in. I think you got it in you. But anyway.
But although I will say, I remember talking to Elise on set about her character specifically. And she did share with me how difficult season 4 was for her. She was like, "Oh no, like she was like, I was going through it, girl." And I was like, I believe it. Like, I tried, like, even when I first turned on like the pilot episode of Ruthless, I had to turn it off. Like the first, I was like, wait, I have to mentally prepare for this before I get into this. Cause just the first scene, like with Daikon in the car, I was like, whoa, this is so intense. And like, I have Savage Sam, but that's not fully me. So I walked into Sammy Ray, like, I need to have Cinderella the cartoon at the ready just in case, so that I can wind down from all of this juicy drama.
Yes, yes,
Absolutely.
yes. Well,
Absolutely.
again, Sammy Ray, thank you. You were saying something, Tika?
No, I was just going to ask Sammy Ray to let everybody know where they can find her one last time.
Thank you so much. Yes, you can find me sammyray.com. Pretty much everything that you need is on there, but also my Instagram, the Sammy Ray, just THE, and then my name. And yeah, pretty much everything is linked through those two platforms. And oh, it has been such a pleasure. This was so much fun.
Yes, thank
Yes,
you.
thank
Thank you so
you.
much
Thank
for
you, thank
coming,
you.
and we appreciate it.
Yes, yes.
Thank you. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you so much. You
Have
a
a
great
blessed
night.
rest of your weekend.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Bye. Thank
Bye.
you.
All right, y'all. Savage
Yeah.
Sam, Miss Sammy Ray.
Sammy Ray.
She
She's dope, man.
listen. We got
Yeah.
to bring her back. We got to bring her and Christine back.
Oh yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. We know. Women act when the season is over because they can't give but so much.
Oh yeah.
So we need to talk to them later on. Yeah,
I
yeah.
love it.
Yeah,
I
we
just
gonna
love
have a
being
lot
able to
talk.
get to know them, though, just
Yeah.
to, you know,
Yeah.
because they got
Mhm.
stories. Everybody has a story, and I'm just
Everybody has
so
a story.
excited and just excited about hearing their stories.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Sammy
and
Ray
she
definitely got the eyes watering a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
listen. She
Listen,
did. I'm like,
But you know what I
listen.
appreciate about it is that it's all from the heart. I can tell. Even Christine, you know,
Yeah.
they've been through some stuff, and okay, gonna get it out through the art of music, acting, and we wish them nothing but success. But they're officially roundtable, so they already successful.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Right.
And again, to the chat, thank everybody for being here. Thank you all for tapping in and tuning in. Just know we're not ignoring you. We're here. We're going to talk to you after our guests leave. So, last but not least, we have Miss Megan Dane. She's a crime writer and podcaster, born in East Texas. She is the writer for season 5, episodes 2, and well, we've seen 2, episode 8, and then we'll get episode 9. Hopefully, she'll throw it to us some kind of way. But we're gonna bring up Miss Megan Dane. Hi.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm good.
Yes,
Thank you so much for having me.
ma'am.
This is like I just can I say first off like how awesome those interviews were. It was so exciting to get to see those two, like the actresses, like from that I only knew in my head as characters, and then to see them kind of meet them for the first time. I was like backstage, like, wait, I want to talk to them.
You should have message me. I would have brought you on up. We could have had a whole real roundtable conversation.
I would have loved that. I could not figure out this studio thing until like 15 minutes before I was supposed to be here. So, so I lost my chance. Thank y'all for having me.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for being here. We truly appreciate you. So Miss Megan, girl, what's in your head, honey? For the things that you have been writing and giving us in Ruthless. Well, I'm not going to, I take that back. Well, no, I'm going to leave it there because it's in our heads too. And it might be a little worse than what you all show us on television because we can think way left and right and bring it all back around at the same time. But yes, episode 2, Ilfin di Chai Fada. I know Jay probably can say it better than I can, or you.
Oh, no.
But yes, that episode, what was the thought process of writing that with the music that was tearing up George and Lewis in the punishment trailer, that elder mother, almost had a migraine and she felt nauseated from, like, what was the thought process of writing that episode and then adding in those little tidbits of information? And because it was very intricate to the story, and it, like, is it really that bad to make y'all feel that way? Hollering and screaming. Like, what was your thought process of writing, episode 2?
Yeah, it was I have to say the whole process of this writer's room was it was new to me because it was very, very fast. So I was originally brought in to interview for the job because I have in the past written for a podcast series about cults. So I knew a lot about different cults and kind of the like the tactics that cult leaders use to maintain control or to brainwash people. And then that was one of the things that I really love about the series, just from watching it, is like, it is so insane, but all this shit is real. Like, all of this shit actually happens, which just makes it that much crazier, right? So when we got into the room, we kind of all came in with like different pitches on ideas that we would like to see. And one of the things that I was interested in was brainwashing, and how the highest like got people to think in the way that he wants them to think, right? And so we discussed that idea and talked about him torturing George and Lewis with a video where he's like, like the Raku is love and all that, which was hilarious, but also very realistic, because they absolutely do that. And then there was this idea that that the highest loves opera, that I think has come up in a previous season. And so we talked about that a little bit. And again, the idea that he wants to change these people's minds and hearts and minds. He doesn't just want to like force them to do something. He doesn't want to kill them. He wants to like change who they are. And one of the ways that he's going to do that is by, introducing them to something that changed his heart and mind. And so I thought that an opera would be an interesting way to do that. And the title, I can't believe they let me get away with this. It's the title of an actual opera. It's called Il fin qui fa mal, which means the evildoer's end. And I thought for sure it was going to be translated to the evildoer's end, and like that was going to be the title. But they, I guess, Mr. Perry and Mark, who was running the room, liked it, so they kept it as is. And then, yeah, just the idea of blaring this music all over the compound as a way to like reassert control, which is kind of what the highest is trying to do in that moment. Like, he's just been through this horrible night, and like dead people are everywhere, and he's kind of losing it. And so this is his way of expressing his feelings and exerting control in that particular moment. So that's where it all came from.
Okay, cool. Because that was a very interesting episode. Even when I think close to the end, when one of the Rakadushi members wanted the highest to revive her sister, and lo and behold, they got saved by the helicopters above. I'm like, where did this come from? How are they thinking of these things? But to be saved by the bell per se, which was very a intricate part in the story as well, because we knew good and well he could not revive anybody, and if he did, it wasn't dead anyway.
Yeah,
but we enjoyed the writing thus far this season.
Well, thank you so much for saying that. And it was so much fun. A lot of times when you talk about TV writing, they talk about it like playing in somebody else's sandbox, because somebody else has like set up, they have their little sandcastles and they have their toys and everything, and you're just like a guest, right? And one of the things that made this such a fun process was that there were so many great toys to play with. Like, there's so many great plot lines, so many great conflicts with the characters. Everything was already there. So, we just got to sit down and be like, well, what if this happened? How would they get out of it? And then figure out a way out. And yeah, so it was a blast.
Okay. That I enjoyed it, because I'm like, how are they going to get out of this? Because we know. We know.
Oh yeah, we can't. He can't, which I love.
Yeah, he thought he could. He really did. But I was glad that I heard those helicopters above. I was like, thank you. One more thing. Episode 8. How did we come to the part where we let Ruth give the highest ant job?
I don't know, but I will say that when the idea came to my head, and I was like, I can't believe I'm about to write this.
Yeah. And full on finish it. Yes.
Good job.
We enjoyed it though. We enjoyed
You
it.
did enjoy it.
We enjoyed it.
Yeah. So y'all like that? I was like, I don't know if I can. Oh my God, this is so, but I don't know. I can't explain it. I just was like, this is wild and really fun and crazy. And I wanted to see like River walk into that and just have to be like, I'm going to keep on going, and how that would affect Ruth. And it just, I don't know. They did such a great job in that scene too. That was a blast.
They did. How many takes did they have to take? Would you know how many takes it took? I'm sorry. I just
no, that's okay.
I just want to know.
Yeah, we didn't unfortunately get a chance to go to set, so I don't know. But
okay.
But yeah, you would think it had to take a couple. Like, how did they not laugh?
That's what I would like. Yeah. So next time, okay. So you have an assignment. I need you to find out that answer, and next time you come back to join us, we're gonna ask that again, and then you let us.
I'll do my best. I'll do a little recon, see what I can find out.
Thank you. All right, Tika, Miss Ruth.
Listen, I'm pretty sure that scene had to take multiple takes because they had to shoot it from every angle: her face, his face, the highest ever. But anyway, I'm absolutely loving your writing, Miss Megan. Are you the only lady in the writing room?
Yeah.
Yes, salute to you. Salute to you.
Yeah.
Amen.
I'm nosy. I try to go through the credits, try to see who's doing what, and it's just an honor to know that they got a lady on the team. So it's coming from everybody's, thoughts and ideas, not just the male perspective. It's a beautiful arrangement in that writer's room, and I'm absolutely excited for you guys. And grateful that Mr. Perry has allowed someone to come in and play in his playground, as you say. Now, you also wrote on games people play. What was the difference? What was the difference when it came to? I know Ruthless is a different animal on its own, but what was the difference as far as your writing technique for the round? I'm sorry, I'm about to call you the round. You can start writing over here too, but for writing for Ruthless and writing for games people play. And for those of you that don't remember games people play, I don't know what you're thinking about because it's right now on BET Class. You got to check it out.
Yeah, it was. They're really different because games people play was a serialized mystery. So and whereas Ruthless is episodic, and so although there is a serialized storyline with Ruthless, every episode basically there's an incident that is contained within that episode and it's resolved in some way, and then it pushes the plot forward. Whereas in games people play, it's like a lot of storylines that go over the course of a full season, and they have to be woven together. So, gosh, how could I describe this? They're just very, very different. There were similarities in that. I was a writer's assistant on the first season of Games People Play and wrote a freelance episode. And then in the second season, I was a staff writer. So we had like continuity from season 1 to season 2. And there was a period where, a lot of writers' rooms call it the blue sky period, which is at the very beginning, where you're just like, what would you like to see this season? And so you're just throwing out pitches of things that would be cool for the characters from previous seasons. They both did that. But the difference, I think, with Ruthless is that a lot of those very early ideas immediately got fleshed out into full episodes. Whereas the Games People Play, we had to figure out what the mystery was going to be for the whole season and then figure out how to weave those ideas into it. And then there was also like a major change in the second season of Games People Play. I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but there's a mystery in season 1 that appears to be resolved, and then things get flipped on their head at the beginning of season 2. And that meant realigning like a lot of the characters and what we thought we knew about them. So that process also took took a fair amount of time as we were working through the season. And then of course COVID hit when we were actually supposed to be starting production. So we were supposed to be shooting in LA, and then I hope I'm not giving away any secrets, but I don't think so. We ended up shooting in Atlanta like a year and a half later or something like that, because of all the things that changed in the meantime.
Absolutely. Well, listen, I'm so honored to just to pick your brain. Now, there's one project that we have got to talk about. I know this is Ruthless Roundtable, but this is another passion. I've been reading these books for a very long time. I'm talking about the Alex Cross series. Listen, this lady right here is a part of the season. The premiere is coming out, y'all. Cross is coming out. It's going to be premiering on Amazon Prime. This lady, this queen right here is a part of that. Can you tell us a little bit about working with the whole advertising, the whole writing process? Just talk to us about Cross.
Yeah, that show has been such an incredible blessing. It has been so much fun. I mean, the timing was really uncanny because Games People Play was amazing and super fun. And then it came to an end, and then I was unemployed for a really long time. And then I got the job on Cross, and then the Cross was coming to an end, and the strikes were kind of looming. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to be unemployed for a while. And then Ruthless came up right in that window. So I was able to, to have this job. And then we had a second season of Cross, which has already been written, that came up right after the strike. So I've been incredibly, incredibly blessed in that way. And Cross has been, it's just a blast. I mean, everybody involved in the production, I mean, from the showrunner to the EPs, to the cast, to the crew, to transpo, to catering, to the production office, everybody is super positive and just great at their jobs. I mean, we've gotten a chance to watch the cuts of season 1, so I know what that one's going to look like. I did get to spend some time on set for that one, and it is, I mean, I knew what happened. Like, I spent 9 months or something in that writer's room, and yet when I was watching the cuts, I was like, like, I gotta see what's gonna happen, even though I already knew. So it was a blast. It has been a blast to work on. Hopefully it'll continue. And man, I cannot wait until it premieres on November 14th. It's the big day.
Absolutely. I'm definitely looking forward to it. They actually gave us the trailer today. So
Yep.
I was just like, oh my God. And because I'm a geek when it comes to those books. So
Yeah.
it's like, I don't read a lot, but when I do, Mr. Patterson is on the list. You know what I mean?
I
So
love it.
anyway, I'm so excited that you're a part of that. And I'll talk all night. So I'm gonna just turn this right on over. Look at Jay's face. I know. I'm gonna turn this on over to the one and only Vacay TV. Thank you again, Miss Megan. I absolutely appreciate you.
Thank you, Tika.
Megan, you are phenomenal.
Oh,
And we want to officially induct you into the Ruthless Roundtable. Congratulations to you.
thank
All right.
you. I appreciate it.
Yes, you're official. Not only are you official, okay, calm down, people, calm down. Not only are you official because, you've written, some episodes, but you are the only woman writer. And that is something to be proud of. And we are proud to have you and honored to have you here.
Oh,
Okay.
thank you. I appreciate
Yes.
it.
The writing is phenomenal. I'm just going to say that. Episode 2, as a content creator, you gave me a challenge, right? You said, okay, you thought they was going to translate the title. They didn't. And yes, we had a challenge. We had a tongue twister challenge. So thank you for that. But what you did with this episode 2 is you added a different element we haven't seen before. The highest is now taken it to another level with the psychosis, right? Psychologically transitioning these people back into the Raku and keeping them in the Raku. This is way different from every other season, from season 1 to season 4, we've only seen him with a bat, or we've only seen with a sword.
Right.
No, we're now getting into the mind. So I thank you for, the years of study that you have done to then bring it full circle to this season to write this episode and bring that to us. We seeing the work, because it took some time. Okay, I'm gonna get to my question. I'm just giving praise right now. That's what we do. We give a lot of flowers. I want to get into, is it Megan or Megan? Is Megan or Megan? Megan.
Yeah.
I want to get into Megan Dane. I want to get into the mind of Megan. Besides writing, and you're doing amazing. I'm looking forward to the cross too. Oh my God. Okay. Besides writing, what else does Megan get into to, relax her mind from writing? And what are your other hobbies, or what else do you do in life?
I am very boring. I do a ton of hiking. I got to get outdoors and get some fresh air. I do a ton of hiking. I read a lot. I exercise a lot, and I play a lot of online chess. Those are like my nerdy things that I do.
Okay. And has chess helped you? Because you, again, within these episodes, you have to play chess, not checkers. Has chess been a major contribution to the writing?
That is an interesting question. I'm going to say that there is a correlation for sure. And I think it probably does make me better, because especially because I do write crime and mysteries. And so that's all about putting puzzle pieces together and moving things around, and recognizing patterns, and how patterns, I don't want to get too technical with it, but there are patterns to the way that mysteries are told, or the way that crime stories or plots are constructed. And I think I'm quicker to recognize them since I started playing chess, which I actually just started doing during the pandemic, because I was bored and decided I'd pick up a hobby like everyone else in the entire world.
Okay. Okay. So let's talk about it. I think they were holding their questions back for me.
Okay.
We're talking about episode 8. This is the last episode that we're all holding on to, because we were expecting 9 to come.
Yeah.
Okay, number 1. How did we let Lacey lose out on putting that password in to get the money transferred out? How did that happen? We were so happy for Lacey that she finally got this code, she could possibly get out of here. But here comes the 2 Bopsy twins walking in, and they changed the password. How did that happen?
I know that woman has been through so much. And I will just say also to your comment earlier, I appreciate you giving me flowers for bringing out the psychological manipulation, but also that was very much a room decision, and so was the way that Lacey's character evolves over the course of the season. We talked about how much she's been through and how that would affect her, and came up with the idea that she, the first piece of that was, she's losing her mind, right? And that's what we see. And she's kind of laughing hysterically and rolling around in a field of flowers or whatever crazy stuff she's doing for the first couple episodes. And then the room was okay, well then what if we find out that she's been faking it, that Ruth is using her, right? And how does that impact her state of mind? When she's sort of really going crazy, and she's having to pretend that she's going crazy at the same time. And then you turn up the pressure by putting her this close to something that she desperately wants, and then you take it away. Oh shit. I mean, wow. I can't tell you what's going to happen with her, but oh my God, it's horrible and so good.
Yes.
Oh,
so
we know.
Horrible and so good.
Oh,
Horrible and so good.
Everyone that
Horrible and
knows
so
me
good.
knows that Lacey is my
I like
TV
that.
wife. Okay. And I've watched her go through all these different ups and downs, and we're trying to get her free, and just this after this. I mean, okay, we did see the trailer. We do know
The trailer.
again, we dissect everything, Megan.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah,
So we do know that at some point she pours something on her head. We don't know what happens after that.
Yeah.
So this is good. You guys are good. You guys are good. Oh my God. You got us on the edge of our seat. Okay. Well, one last question. So I'm gonna ask this question. I'm always asking the questions that you may or may not can answer, but you can blink and smile if you do not want to answer. Okay? I think everyone wants to know, and I know this is a lot of pressure. We don't want to put you under pressure. We want you to come back. But is Ruth pregnant? That's all we want to know.
Oh, I cannot tell you that. You're crazy. No way. We're just gonna have to wait.
Okay. I tried, guys. I asked.
You tried. You did.
But you are the writer of episode 9 as well?
No, I wrote 7 and 8 actually. So
7 and 8. Got you.
Yeah. So the mid-season finale was my last episode that I wrote.
Got you. Well, that was a great one because I think that's going to possibly hold most of us. I know Tika and I is not going to hold her out. It'll hold most of us out until they come back. We don't know when, but Megan, you're doing a great job. Thank you so much for just sharing your talent with us. We thank Tyler Perry, of course, and the whole entire room. But Megan, keep on doing what you're doing. All right, we appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And make sure you guys check out her podcast, Hollywood Confessionals. They go deep. That's all I can say. If you I'm telling you, you're missing out if you don't decide to listen to her podcast. She's got some stuff on there. That's all I'm gonna say. But please, Megan, please tell everyone where they can find you.
So you can find me on Twitter or oh my God, seriously, am I like 70 on X or Instagram at Megan Dane, and also the podcast, which thank you Tika for the shout out on that. Yep, Sharon, all of Hollywood's deep dark secrets is at Fess Up Hollywood on both of those platforms.
Absolutely.
I gotta go there right now.
I'm telling you, they got the Hollywood people coming in telling a lot of things that are going on behind these scenes. So y'all definitely need to check it out. I'm loving it.
Well, thank you so much for listening, and I appreciate y'all having me on.
Thank you.
Yes, Miss Megan Dane, thank you so much for coming. So I do apologize. I had 8 and 9 up there. I saw that on IMDb or something. I'm not sure. But yeah, I do apologize for that. And I want to thank you for the amazing writing you have done this season. We spoke to Mr. Osakwe and Branyan. Yes. And I'm going to tell you, like I told them, this season is amazing. The trajectory is onward and upward. It's not flatlining. It's amazing. It's lit every episode. We know it's going to be cracking and popping and all the other words you want to use to describe the way the writing has been on these last couple episodes. The stories are moving, and we really appreciate you all for doing that. And the stories are crazy, and we really appreciate you all for writing that. Because we crazy too. So
yes.
Listen. Yes, we see each other. I see you. Listen. We are loving it. We really truly are. And as Jay said earlier, you are official, Ruthless Roundtable member. And don't forget your homework. So next time you come,
okay. You got it.
Tika and I need to know how many takes.
Oh my God, I'll see what I can do. Thank y'all so much. It's been a blast.
Thank you so much for coming, and we are glad to have had you. And thank you.
All right.
Have a great night. Have a great rest of your weekend.
Yes, thank you.
Listen.
All right.
Wow.
That was super.
Y'all know what? Y'all know I blush every time we talk about that one scene. It just
Listen, I had to bring it up because it's listen.
Andy be going in deep. She's like, yeah, how many takes?
I
How many?
needed to
okay.
know. Then y'all want to know? The people want to
I
know.
did not want to know, but
know.
thank you. I'm sure the others wanted to know, but thank you.
We wanted to know. Oh no, I didn't want to do that.
You
My
blushing?
cheeks. My cheeks.
There you go.
My
Yes,
cheeks.
listen.
I'm
Oh,
like this
yeah.
every time I see that scene. Every talk about
Listen.
it.
I watched it
Every
earlier
day.
today.
Yeah.
And I was like, dang, what made them
How
think
many
about
times
that?
did you watch
But
it,
I
Candy?
enjoyed it though. And the way that Ruth
Too many.
Oh my God.
the way Ruth was looking, I would love to
Mhm.
have been a fly on the wall to see how they just acted it out. Just
You
because
probably love
it's
to be
so
in the room with her. What are you talking about? Being a fly on the wall. Get out of here.
well, yeah, with them. Shoot.
On the couch.
I want to see.
On the day bed with the highest
Yeah.
hand in his pocket.
All right.
Yes.
You're getting into the FO area, the freak off area. All right.
No.
How much,
I'm just
how
a
much
viewer.
baby
I'm a
oil they had
viewer.
to use?
Lord.
I loved it. I loved
It
it.
ain't me, guys. It's these ladies up there. You see them?
And then the mental part of them playing that music and how Zane had to tell Elder Mother, you might be having a migraine.
Oh my God.
Elder Mother like, yeah. I think Elder
that
Mother was
baby
losing
oil
her
down.
mind.
Before the feds come knocking.
Listen, Elder
Sean,
Mother was
all
losing
things
her
ruthless,
mind.
guys.
Yeah, live with the baby oil.
We are the
Listen.
Ruthless Roundtable family. We have nothing but fun up here. As you see, we love
That
what
part.
we do. We love each
Yes.
other, and we love you guys. We see you in the chat,
Yes,
family.
yes,
Thank you guys for being here with us, rocking with us. It's always a pleasure. Shout out to our and it's official. Shout out to our official executive director of public relations. That's right, Tika Deshawn. All right, for connecting, right? Connecting these artists, these actors, these writers. You know, shout out to Tika. She works very hard, and she reaches out to these guys, and we're grateful that they say yes, and we're grateful for Tika as well.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you
to them for sure. Thank you to them because
Yeah.
we can do what we do unless they come through. So salute to all of them. Shout out to Mr. Osokwe. I keep saying
Yes.
it. Osokwe Vasquez, who was the one that initially connected me to all of these writers. So salute to him. He's was roundtable commissioner at this point.
You know, they're definitely going to bat for us. You know, appreciate you, Big O, for real, and Brandon and everybody.
Man,
And guess what,
absolutely.
fam? Guess what, fam? This is only the beginning. Okay, we're gonna have more folks come through, guarantee. All right, so stick around. You never know. You gotta watch the Ruthless Roundtable. You never know who's gonna show up. All right, family. Absolutely, we're gonna get into it. Yeah.
And shout out to Mariah, the one and only Sammy Ray. Listen, I'm telling y'all, go check out that voice. I'm telling you, that lady can not sing, but she can sing. That's all I can say.
She can sing, she can rap, and she's producing all of that. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Christine as well, doing her thing.
Definitely the birth mother. Listen, Jay, I got a question. Do you think the highest had something to do with the birth mother being unalived? Even though he says that there was some, I'm just putting a ruthless speculation out there because he's saying he hurts the ones that he loves. Like, I'm just wondering.
Hey, there's a possibility. I mean, you might listen. I know I'm gonna get a call 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock midnight. Like, Jay, I put it together. I love it. Listen, I love it. I'm here for it. I will answer the phone. Take a call. Jay, I got a theory. What is this? But that's how much we love the show. You know, that's how much we love what we do. You know what I mean? So shout out to y'all. I know if y'all can get in contact with us, which you do, you got Facebook groups and stuff. But if y'all want to call, I wouldn't answer. All right, just only answer for Tika and Candy.
Listen, and congratulations to Candy Love, girl. You pulled it off. You did your thing tonight. You did your thing tonight. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes. The host with the most. Congratulations.
You can do it. I told you, we believe in you, man. You can do it.
I can do it. I did it.
You did that.
It was ladies' night, and I am the luckiest man on earth. You know what I'm saying? I had all these beautiful ladies right here at the round
Thank you,
table.
Renee.
Hey,
Thank
hey,
y'all. Listen,
Yes,
this was
yes,
so
yes.
so what's
fun.
next?
This was so fun.
What's
Yeah.
next?
This was dope, y'all. This is really
Yeah.
dope. And I like how they come in and just give us information without giving us information. I like how they don't
Mhm.
hold back. I really appreciate that about them. Even with Christine, even with her non-speaking role, like she gave us a lot of
Mhm.
information. And like I think one of the commenters said, like she scared him. And she just,
Oh yeah.
like she was very fearful without saying a word. And I enjoyed her, just seeing her and conversating with her, as well as Sammy Ray. I really enjoy them, and it tells you about how it is on Tyler Perry's compound. Like they are a family. They don't mind being around and talking, and
Oh yeah.
just congregating with everybody. And I really appreciate that.
Just
And
real
then Miss
people.
Megan came in and blew the roof off the building. And listen,
Oh
I,
yeah.
listen,
We
I
love
I
real people.
enjoy it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
yeah, yeah.
love the
You can tell
real.
they're
You know what
real
I'm saying?
and genuine. Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Hmm.
Definitely again, shout out to everybody who's going through it and believing, you
Hmm.
know, with Savage Sam, that's her name going forward, Savage Sammy. Her saying that she only had but so much, but then God came through and blessed her.
Ooh,
That's a
Yeah.
testimony within itself. You know what I'm
listen,
Hmm.
saying?
I can
Shout out to
relate.
her.
I can relate. I can
We
relate.
all
I
can.
was just like, I love the authenticity in
Hmm.
her speech.
Got it.
She was so honest and so real, and a lot. I hope some people picked up what she was putting down. I
Mhm.
absolutely felt it, and I've been through that moment. So
Yeah.
listen, I was just like, I didn't know we was gonna receive a little blessing when she
Hmm.
Oh
came in
yeah.
here, but I was so honored, y'all.
That's right. She went through the test and gave that testimony to us.
Yes,
So,
yes, she did. She did.
that's
Hmm.
always a plus, especially on a platform like this. So
Hmm.
Yes.
all
Yeah.
right.
Hmm.
All right,
And
hostess.
then
What we doing?
and
What we
then Miss
doing?
Megan, I didn't know she was dealing with Alex Cross. So
Oh yeah.
I can't wait to
Yeah.
see that because I enjoyed the one that Tyler Perry did. It was good. It was a good movie. And I have
Mhm.
heard those books are really good as well. So I cannot wait to see the that is it going to be episodic? It's a series, right?
It's a series. It's a
Okay,
series,
okay.
Serious, yeah.
and they've been greenlit already for season number
Season
2.
2.
Stop.
So
Are you
I heard it already.
Aldous Hodge, was it
before that?
Runaway? Was this the slave movie he was in? He ain't gonna be a
Yeah.
slave in this one. He's detective.
Oh
Okay,
yeah. Yeah, he
Alex
was
Cross.
also Hawk and Black Adam. He's played a lot of different roles. He's a
Yes,
great actor. He's a
yes,
really
And
he
when
great
is.
actor.
and when is it
Yeah.
set to drop?
November 14th.
14th.
Okay, okay,
Right before
okay.
my birthday. Hey, hey, hey,
A
hey, hey,
Cousins,
hey.
cousins. Oh wow. Well, all
Yes,
righty,
ma'am.
good folks. So
All
we're
right.
gonna get up out of here, unless y'all had something to say. Parting words.
Just wanted to thank again everybody for coming through. Thank you, Christine. Thank you to Savage Sam, Sammy Ray, and thank you to Megan Dane. I tell you, you guys definitely blessed us tonight. We appreciate you taking the time to be with us. But again, now that you are Ruthless Roundtable members, the door is always open. You can come at any given time. Just get in contact, of course, with our executive director of public relations, Tika Deshawn. And absolutely, we will arrange a day and time that is convenient for you to come on through. That also applies to any other actor out there from Ruthless, right? And also the writers as well, and even directors. We're
Yeah,
here. We're
we're
ready.
here. We're here for you.
Yeah.
Just let us know when. We'll open
Thank
our
you, Steve.
doors. The doors of the church are open, okay?
The
yes.
round table doors are open.
Yeah, the round table doors are open. Yes, yes.
Mhm.
So
Thank you,
with
Shannon.
that being said, Tika Deshawn, you wanna let the folks know what you got going on?
Well, definitely I'm gonna go live tomorrow night and talk about House of Vicious. That is if our power is still on. We're about to go through a storm, y'all. So we're
Praise God.
praying that we have power, power, power. If not,
Mhm.
I'll just have to give y'all a recap of episodes 1, 2, and 3 of again House of Vicious. And make sure y'all check out my ruthless speculation about who I think Obadiah is. Jay and I had this conversation, and thank you, Jay, again for reposting that video for me, sharing that video. I absolutely appreciate that. But y'all check it out. I went deep I went deep on who I thought Obadiah was. So
Yeah.
that's pretty much it, y'all. Thank you again. Thank you, Candy. You did your thing tonight, girl. And thank you, Jay, once again for having your girl on the Ruthless Roundtable.
Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. So I'm gonna go next. Jay got to go last because he got to have the bells and whistles and harmonicas and all that stuff.
I
Kazoo
don't
and
have
stuff,
to,
child.
but go ahead. Go ahead.
Baby, you do it every episode. We are a family.
Yeah,
Okay,
we are.
so yes, I want to thank everybody for getting me to 492 subscribers. I am 8 subscribers away from 500. Please help your sister out, okay? I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Uh so tomorrow Aries and I are going to do the Buried Alive, the story that based on a true story, which is on Lifetime. It stars Eva Marcel and Tyler LePlay. He used to be Benny from the Have and Have Nots and Diamond on P Valley. So if you don't know, if you haven't seen it, please check it out. We're going live tomorrow, maybe 9:30, 10 o'clock. I'm not sure. We may reschedule because Tika doing a show. So I might have to watch Tika. I don't know. But yeah, and then Sunday, again, Monique Johnson, 69 Ways Johnson, Aries, and Vacay J will be doing the television show Reasonable Doubt, episode 7, Sunday at 7:35 Eastern Standard Time. So please check us out, tap in and tune in to that. And if nothing else, I'm gonna turn it over to Vacay J TV and see what he got going on.
All right, no bells and whistles, but yes, we are going to.
I
had to change it up because you say I do it every time. I don't want to be monotonous.
He's responsible for the sound effects.
Yes, he's our sound guy. Our sound guy.
The sound guy, yeah, all of that good stuff. So, family, again, appreciate you being here. What we looking out for? We looking out for tomorrow night, the second to last episode of Power Book 2 Ghost. Family, we are doing first reactions right after the episode airs, so come through for that. We're going to break it down. We already did a prediction, so check out that live that I did earlier this week. In fact, it was yesterday. Yeah. And just look out for that. And then most likely, we're going to be doing some exclusive stuff as well. I'll see you Sunday as well as we do Reasonable Doubt. We got a lot to talk about with that because Lewis got a lot to explain. Okay, we gonna get into it. It's gonna be pretty intense. Definitely make sure you come through for that. Shout out to everybody who's achieving and hitting levels, right, with all of your subs and everything and your views. Shout out to all of you guys, and definitely look out for Monday. Because Monday or Tuesday, because they be dropping some exclusive picks whenever they want at this point with the end of Power Book 2 Ghost. So it's either Monday or Tuesday. Look out for the exclusive picks and the final predictions as we do in the morning now. Well, in the morning over here, afternoon for y'all. All right. Other than that, again, this was an amazing Ruthless Round Table, family. You guys made it amazing. Man, perfect. Thank you, Candy.
Thank you, Jay. So I knew them bells and whistles was coming. He couldn't hold off on it either. Well, thank you, Jay. Thank you, Tika. I appreciate you all so much for the continuous encouragement. I really do appreciate it. It does not go unnoticed. And with that being said, we're going to get out of here. Thank everybody for coming. I try to put everybody's comments up on the screen. So thank you, Miss Renee. Thank you, Shayna, Bebe, Rogelio, Cortez, and everybody else. Thank you all for so much. I put everything up earlier, so I just want to let y'all know we did not ignore y'all. But with that being said, we thank y'all, and y'all have.
The raccoon has smiled upon us tonight. And our faith